Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and happy Monday. I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. Mine's going okay. But anyway, today we are going into another lost, basically, unreleased puppet combo game. And this is the second part of the series. My last video was on the Murder House Pitchfork Massacre 2. So go check out that video. Very informative on everything. I know I'm not the best at explaining it, but I'll try my best to keep you guys up to date and informed on everything. So, alright. So today was a requested game from a few weeks ago. It's called Pitchfork Massacre. And it's a game by Puppet Combo, Unreleased. And it takes place in like the early, late 80s, probably. Same Puppet Combo style you see in throughout all their games, 100%. And there are videos from Twitter and Instagram that shows the games, also on the Patreon page when I was scrolling through it before, and it shows everything about the game. And it basically takes place with NPCs, and it's like a story. So you're at a house and it's like a party, but then everyone just starts to disappear. And then you just have to survive from a killer. And they don't have like a chainsaw, a knife, anything like that. They just have a straight up freaking pitchfork. That sounds pretty cool. And yeah, on the title of the VHS cover it says, "You don't need a chainsaw to have a massacre." And I mean, they're right. They probably are. So yeah, this is another survival horror in a slasher. And there's not really much about it, unless it was about to be finished in 2017. But it was put aside to work on the Night Ripper. And we all know the Night Ripper came out, especially. It was on Patreon, stuff like that. But that's not what we're talking about. We're here to talk about Pitchfork Massacre. So, it takes place at a house party, but people start to disappear, and the player has to survive. And based on a cutscene, the characters Amy and Tiffany get in a red car and start driving to the party, while complaining about there not being any decent radio stations. When they see the house, Tiffany wants to go back home, but Amy insists it'll be fine. And then in the second tweet, it reveals that most of the game was finished in 2017. Here are the few characters, by the way. There are some reused models, like some of them were in Pitchfork Massacre, some of them were in Stay Out of the House, and other unreleased Puppet Combo games. And the house model was actually reused for the game Blood Maniac. And that was the house, that was the, basically a prequel for the game Christmas Massacre. If I'm correct, yes, it is. And some of the character models were also used in Night Shift as well, which is the basically the prologue for Stay Out of the House before it was an actual game. And it was the game was basically based off one of the first SOV's slasher flicks, Sledgehammer, as both feature a group of teens inside an abandoned country house being chased by a psychopath. And there's not really much about this game that we know of. But Puppet Combo, he put out a few tweets before and some stuff like that. And it just really it showed a lot, basically. Not a lot, but it showed a bit of the game. And there's also some images here. Here's what the killer looked like. His face was blurred out. I don't think he wore a mask, it looks like, because since his face is blurred out, and it basically represents that he's not wearing a mask and he's not trying to hide his identity. Nobody just knows who he is. So we know that the killer looks like a normal guy. He just has a plaid shirt on. He looks like he has some jeans, some shoes. He's rocking the fit. But we can't just see his face. His face is blurred out. We can't see what he looks like, sadly. But he chases you around throughout the house, and you basically just have to escape. It's another one of those survival horrors, kind of like Murder House, basically. You because it's mainly third person, and it's kind of built that way for that, and also especially the inventory system. As you can see right here in this image, it shows the character named Janet, which I'm assuming you play as, and you are carrying a flashlight, and the date appears to be the 5th of August in 1981 at 3:55 a.m. That is way past your bedtime. But yeah, that shows the inventory system, and there was also a chase scene type photo. This will also be the thumbnail of this video, by the way. Yeah, it's very strange, and I don't know why it doesn't really show more of what's going on. All we can see is just a character being chased by the Pitchfork killer. Yeah. And then these two pictures have two Megans. The Megan from Pitchfork Massacre that you play as, and it's very confusing. And why are her legs like that? And then the next image, it just shows a bunch of people talking at a party. Some of these people were actually from Stay Out of the House. I don't know if you guys could tell, but there's some of the customers that you encounter. And a few of them are new models, and some of them we haven't seen, and some of them from Christmas Massacre, which I think is pretty cool. And then we have a campfire scene, and apparently there's a character named Justin, and they're just, I don't think it's a campfire, but they're just sitting around inside of a house. And it takes place in Missouri. And for some reason this image says 1983, which is kind of confusing with the dates. And then we have another image which talks about the scene of the car that we were talking about earlier, and plenty more, like inventory system, and there's a ton of inventory system and everything like that. And also there's a brutal death scene, which I will probably blur out because I don't want to get demonetized, even though I don't earn any money. But yeah, here's the VHS cover and the title. And that's all we kind of know about Pitchfork Massacre. So what we know is that it's going to be on the PC. It's an unreleased game because they wanted to put out aside to work on the Night Ripper, which eventually released. Very good game, by the way. And then it was made in game engine Unity, which I've been using. And it was developed by Pitchfork Combo, and it takes place in the 80s in Missouri, where these teens are trying to survive in a house that of a psychopath that tries to kill you with a pitchfork. And that's pretty much all we really know about the game. But I don't know, we don't really know if the killer is linked with like the CFV, like the Church of the Father's Vision, where all the killers were, you know, like they were like manipulated. He probably is, I'm assuming, because I don't know what his intentions is, or he's just mentally ill, something like that. But anyway, that's it. That's all I really have for Pitchfork Massacre. And thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great day. See ya.